Brand new me. It's a brand new me. Brand new me, brand new T, brand new style, new piece. Matching my color, matching my polo piece. Look at my niggas all in.
What's up, man? What's going on, man?
Shit, let's do it. All right, got the seat right here.
All right. Yeah, let's get it.
So what's up, y'all? It's Yak Productions, introducing my boy Noccfl, introducing his clothing. You know, we're gonna speak a little bit about the music. We're gonna speak about basically everything, where we headed and all that. So let's get it started.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you. So who are you, man? Where are you from?
My name is Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Moloch. I'm from Inglewood, California. You know what I'm saying? And I grew up there. I've been living there my whole life. I'm 104th in Yukon. Went to school at Morningside High School. Graduated 2014, 16?
16, yeah.
16 years. I'm getting old. Man, just growing up in Inglewood, like it was challenging for my character. You know what I'm saying? Because when you grow up in an environment where if you're not doing this, then you doing anything outside of this, it makes you an outsider. And I had to always try to find my balance. So now that I'm here, you know what I'm saying, I'm me, full effect. You know what I'm saying? So I'm ready. I'm ready to let the people in on who I am and what I'm about.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's a good segue into the clothing, man. So what is NOCC? What does that represent? What does that mean? Like, what is?
NOCC basically means like new opportunity comes consistently, and I even tell you like how I even came up with it. I was basically riding in my car and it was like 12 going on 1 in the morning. It was just one of those nights, and I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, bro, I gotta create something for myself to prosper. You know what I'm saying? Because I just felt stuck in a box for a minute. Right, I was like, I gotta get out, and I gotta put myself in a situation where I'm doing something.
Right.
And I was driving, and I initially was thinking about my like a rap persona, and I was like, nah. I was thinking about names, like, 'cause I'm like all these Lils and all these and all these that's.
Right.
I'm like, let me try to think of something, and then I was like Nocturnal, 'cause it was dark. And I was like, nah. Dr. Dre and all them camp, they had a Nocturnal. I don't want to bite nobody, you know, stuff. So
right.
I started thinking NOCC, and I started thinking like, what does it mean for an opportunity to come and go? And I get deep. So when I get into my conversations, I get in my head, I go deeper and deeper and deeper. So as I started thinking more, I'm like, it just hit me. New opportunity consistently, boom. And I was in Chico, California at the time, going to school. So I'm like, let me go back to the crib. Like, I gotta go back to the crib, and I went back home and I wrote it down. And literally, ever since then, it just started being steps by steps. It started as a t-shirt. I sold a couple of those, and then I just started thinking bigger, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just realized it was bigger than me.
For sure.
So, yeah.
And why clothing?
I feel like clothes, everybody has some form of clothing that represents them. And when you think about people who want to represent themselves, which is a really big thing now, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always been a big thing, you know? Like, even in the 70s, there's always some form of style. You feel me?
For the whole decade.
For a whole decade, you feel me? And I was like, everybody's gonna always want a t-shirt. Everybody's gonna always want sweatpants. Everybody's always gonna want some form of representation for themselves, because what you wear is how you present yourself.
Right.
And presentation for people is a big deal. Some for may not be for others. But regardless of personal preference, I knew that if I had the ability to rock something that I would wear, I knew it would eventually touch onto other people, because I'm not malice or I don't have any ill intent behind my vision. My vision is pure. Right. My goal is to touch millions with clothing, because I feel like that was the easiest way for me to not, I wanted to touch people without physically, you know, I knew that was a way, because if I can get you, if you in New York and you buy my clothing, you buying something, you buying into me, and I don't even know you.
Right.
That means you've seen what I've done, and it was like, I connect with that in some form, way, or fashion. You don't buy stuff that you don't connect with. And I feel like, as God speak to me, like, I knew it was bigger than clothing. Clothing is just a way to express myself. Like, everything that I have, that I make, it always ultimately comes from either like an insecurity I had that I've grown out of, something that I acknowledge myself to be, or I know that other people can be. It's always a form of motivation that comes within, because I know that's where the battle starts.
Right.
You feel me? So yeah.
So for others, you know, say if somebody buys something out in New York, what would this clothing brand represent for them? Like when somebody wears, like, yeah, I'm wearing Noc because, you know, like what is it representing?
So when I say new opportunity come consistently, like basically I was at a point in my life where a door opened up, but then it closed in front of me. And you know how it is when you get the door shut on you, you feel like, damn, like I will never probably get an opportunity like this. But then what God soon has taught me is that with opportunity, it's always an opportunity out there. And when the pandemic first hit, that was my first door that closed in my face, because I couldn't get no production. I just felt discouraged. So if someone out in New York bought my stuff, what I want them to represent is that when you buy into me, you buy an opportunity for yourself to help people see that it's more than just words on t-shirts.
Right.
It's a movement, it's an idea, it's a way to push through, it's a way to conform your mind to be open to ideas, open to the idea that this lasts, like you can win and lose battles, but it's ultimately the war, how you live for your ultimate purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like when I say new opportunity come consistently, knock. It's like a segue for your mind to be like, you know what? Just because that door closed don't mean that my life is over.
Right.
Because I didn't have so many fucking bro, man, I didn't been through the ringer. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's beautiful to see and for me it's beautiful to see someone out in New York or Ireland. Like these are actual supporters. Like these are actual people who come and see me and want to tap in with me. So when I see people do and, you know, buy into it, it's just like, it's a beautiful thing, because it's like, y'all are all representations of what it means to be prosperous. Don't let I don't give a fuck if 2 doors, 3 doors close on you, that 4th door could be your segue to something greater.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when you buy it, that's what I want you to think of. For sure.
So consistency.
Shit, even the playoff runs, like, you could be down 3-1. You can still make a comeback. It ain't over until it's done. Like, that's how life is. Like, so I think that's important. That's a very important message I want to get out there into my clothing. And I feel like Noc is me.
Right.
Noc is everybody. You feel me? Noc is everyone. Everybody has an opportunity that they have that probably shuts, but they end up getting something better. Noc is everything. You feel me? So that's how I perceive it.
For sure. I love that, man. I love that.
For sure.
So now we can segue into the music. Like, what is your message compared to these other rappers that are out here rapping?
My message is me. I feel like I don't compare myself. Well, I stopped because when you compare yourself, bro, it only leads to you give yourself room for failure because you're not being honest. And honesty doesn't necessarily lead you down the right path. You feel me? If you're honest with yourself and you give honesty in whatever you do, music, clothing, whatever it is, people gonna love and accept it because that's you.
Right.
And somebody's always gonna like you. So it's like with music, I go in with the mindset that whatever I felt that day, whatever I feel now, whatever I'm going to, I put it in there. I don't hold like myself back because that's what hinders your overall progress. So it's like music, I don't find comparisons. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be nobody. I'm trying to be me.
Right.
And I want people to grow with me. Music, clothing, whatever it is, be with me so I can open your eyes up to something bigger. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't see it. Right. And that's why it's like certain people come into the world, they have a vision that they bestow upon everybody. because I'm doing something, I see something that not everybody else can. So that's kind of my ultimate goal, is just I want y'all to see. Simple. I just want y'all to see what I got.
For sure, for
Yeah.
sure. So growing up, how did your environment affect who you are now?
Man, you know what? Like, I'm not going to act like I had the worst childhood ever. But I definitely have stories, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen a lot of negativity. And when you're surrounded by negative things a lot, you start to eventually develop some form of negative traits in your character. You don't necessarily have a negative perspective of the world, but there are characteristics that you eventually develop because it has some form of impact. Like me, like I'm from Inglewood, California. Like I love my city, man. Like I love my city. Like that's like I really genuinely want to give back. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit beautiful. Like we have so many great people coming out of that space. Like and it doesn't like it doesn't matter what you perceive something to be. The perception does not define reality for whatever it is. Like just because you think it's hood doesn't mean that we can't have any entrepreneurs. Doesn't mean we can't have any business owners. Don't mean that we can't have anybody that positively affects our community. We have a great source of that. I see it as my environment. What I used to see it as was, I'm gonna change it. I seen everything that was happening, and I just like, I'm gonna change this shit. I'm gonna start small. And I didn't know how back then. I swear, I didn't know. I didn't even think I was gonna be making clothes. I didn't know how back then, but I know now. Like I know now. And when I think about the environment and how it had an effect on me, I had developed like, like I can't really go nowhere without looking over my shoulder, you know what I'm saying? Like, small things like that. But ultimately, I look at that shit and I was like, nah, I'm gonna give back. I'm gonna set up this. I'm gonna do this. I'm going to have $100,000 planned for kids, a meal drive. Like I have so much in store, and it's gonna come. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. Like it's gonna come. The environment had a negative. It had a negative impact on my characteristics, but a positive impact on my outlook on life because of how I interpret it. So my environment definitely set me on a path of realism. Like it gave me more realistic ideals. Like if I want to change something, you have to put in the work. And when I realized that, I'm like, somebody got to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I operate off of love, so it's like ultimately like my environment definitely pushed me to where I am now, for sure. Right. It's more of like a positive thing. I look at it as, at least. You know, I don't let nothing negative bring me down like that.
Right. So it basically grounded your perspective on life. Like it made you look at everything from a grounded, like this is how low things can get perspective.
Yes.
Right.
Literally.
Right. Okay.
For sure.
Wow. That's
like this how low it can get. And if I wanted to, I've seen highs and I've seen lows. When you see both, your perspective is a little different than someone who's only seen one side. And I think that's the problem. A lot of people in that environment have only seen that. I got a chance to escape and get different views from the world. So when I look back on it, I'm like, damn, I can do this.
Right.
I can give this to wait, hold up. You know what I'm saying? I start piecing it together in my mind, and eventually I developed a way to, get myself out of it.
Right.
For real, bro. It's tough, but once you do it, it's done.
Right.
Simple.
All right, so speaking about that, like what was your aha moment that inspired your experiences for you to want to change your life for the better?
Being at home was my aha moment. When I used to go to school and come back, when I used to go to Chico State, and I used to drive back down those 9 hours, dreadful hours. Oh my God, this shit was long, just to go to school. So when I came back, I fully settled into what it was. And when you in the household, you see things. When you go outside of the household, you see things. And I just took it all in. I'm like, I don't want this for the rest of my life. I don't want to see the same thing over and over for the rest of my life here. Life is more than that, bro. And when I realized that, I was like, I need to move. Like, I need to move. I need to get going. Because people don't understand that life is so short. Like, once you're gone, it's done. There's no redos, there's no retakes, there's no do-overs like, hey, cameraman, it's none of that. It's either you do what you do now or you'll never have the chance again.
Right.
But when I realized that, I'm like, bro, I gotta go full throttle. My aha moment was just living life. There's an expression like, a smart man learns from his mistakes, but a wise man learns from others' mistakes.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, as I've seen other people go through life, I can't do that. I can't do that, bro. I can't fuck with it. Nah. And then I started developing my own perception. And that's when the aha moment came. Like, yep, all right, yeah, you gotta do something, bro. You gotta do something different. Look at all this shit.
Right.
You gotta do something different.
So basically, like, you know, looking around your environment, seeing this constant cycle of things not moving nowhere. I call that purgatory, bro. I personally call that like environmental purgatory.
Yeah.
Meaning that you see the same things going on, the same cycle, same everything. So you like, that's what makes you want to make that change happen.
Yeah. What you see and do every day is how you live and think.
Yes.
So if I change that, then 9, 10 times out of 10, I'm going to have new and developed perspectives. And that's how you grow. You have to see new things, bro. Like, you can't use the same logic, ideology that you used 20, 40, 30, however old you are, years ago. That's not progression. You're stunning yourself. That's why a lot of people get closed-minded, because they live in a bubble. And I refuse to live in that bubble. If you got to critique me, I'm going to take it. Somebody was like, your clothes is trash. Well, why are they trash?
Right.
How are they trash? Well, if they actually have something to offer me, I'll listen. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like,
Right, but if they're just hating just to hate,
just
I mean,
hating,
it's like,
block them out.
Right, it's just a little ear,
You know, ear, like,
fly,
yeah.
like little fly buzzing by ear.
Little earwig.
Whack it out the way, right?
You knock that shit off. Because ultimately, bro, whatever you want to do in your life, God gave all of us free will. Yes and no. Those are the options we have on an everyday basis. Yes and no.
Right.
I'm going to do this, yes. I'm not going to do this, no. I'm going to sit at home, yes. I'm not going to go out, no. I'm going to go out and do something, yes. I'm not going to stay at home, no. Those are our daily choices every day. You have a decision you have to make. I just chose differently. And if I want to be an example. I want to set a blueprint. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of business women, a lot of businessmen who are out here doing their thing, and I salute y'all, because guess what? Y'all give me inspiration. I don't hate on nobody. Y'all give me inspiration. Y'all feed me, especially when y'all my color.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We need that. I just feel like I'm needed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there has to be more, because who else?
Exactly.
That's just how I think, bro.
Right.
So ultimately, like, when it comes down to just life in general, we have choices. And my choice was to bring life through clothing. Yeah, bro.
For sure. So you mentioned Chico. So where is that at? Like, what is that?
Chico is about like 9.5 hours away from SoCal. Except in Northern California, maybe 2-3 hours away from Sacramento State.
Okay. And this was a college, right?
Yeah, it's a college. I went to college at Chico State, CSU Chico. It was a very new experience.
And how long ago was this, if you don't mind me asking?
This was, my last year was a year ago.
A year ago.
Yeah.
So 2020.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Chico was it was different, you know. I'm used to the city. Chico was a very, like, you know those towns, like, I'm not, it's like those towns where it's a town, first off, and everybody know everybody. And it's like trees. It was very beautiful. The campus was beautiful. It was a lot of trees and earth vibes, you know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? So, like, that was different for me, because I was able to take life in differently. Like, I didn't need, coming from, the city, like, I can go to the mall, I can go do this, I can go speeder, I can, it's more options. But when I was in Chico, I was forced into a bubble where I had to work on myself. Like, you by yourself now, you out the house, what you gonna do? And when I got to that point, I'm like, man, this is different. Like, I don't really know what to do. So first year, I was just kind of going through life. My second year, I kind of just still going through life. I didn't start getting real myself until like my third, fourth year. So Chico taught me a lot. And actually, my brand actually started in Chico. So that's when the official knock hit me in my face was in Chico. So I'm actually kind of grateful that I was able to separate myself from, you know, even though I was away from my friends and family for so long, that distance was killing me. But it taught me so much, how to be more firm in what I believe and believe in myself. So, you know, Chico was a new experience for me, and it was a good experience for me, for sure.
Being that far away from everything that you knew, would you recommend that to the next person that's thinking about going to college, you know, far from where they know, from, you know, what they used to? Would you
Go to
recommend
college. Go. I had a blast first, but I had a blast for different reasons. I had a blast because I got taught a lot. I ended up in a lot of positions where I was unfamiliar with, but I used life information from then now that I wouldn't have gotten or would have had to take a long road to understand if I was just staying at home. So my advice to other people who maybe are a little finicky, follow your passion. First off, follow your heart. But ultimately, like, if you have the ability to go to college and you have the school smarts, the book smarts, and you know you would do well, don't short yourself. Do it. Because that's new. You always want to experience something new. Like, if somebody gave you an option to travel, take it. Because you want to be able to see how other people live, because it adds to you and it adds to your overall character. You have different life experiences than the person that just been seeing the same thing every day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a strategy at life. It's like how to be better as a person one-on-one.
Right.
You have to see new stuff. You know what I'm saying? You have to. So whatever college is for you, if it's something that you are like, I need to go because whatever it is for you, just go and experience it. You meet new people, you meet lifelong friends. Like, hearing this now, me telling, like, it's funny because me telling this to the next person and me thinking back to me then, this is the same person somebody else told me. So it's just like, I wasn't really receptive to it then. I was like, oh, whatever.
Right.
But like, actually, you said like, no, you got to go. Just get the experience. Whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be more than life.
For sure. And that experience got you into making your clothing brand.
It got me into making my clothing. Like,
Right.
if I didn't go to Chico, my journey into what I was going to be doing probably would have been differently. It would have went way different. I really don't know what I would be doing. Like, I love this, bro. Like, I love what I do. I love the reactions on people's faces. So when I actually was making the clothes in Chico, people started to know I did it. I would have people come and pick their clothes up. I would make them. Well, I would have to outsource it. But ultimately, I would have people who, I like this.
Right.
And that's all I needed. Because once I start getting when you put something positive and put something big into the world, even though it's small, it's still big. Because the impact, what you worry about is the impact that you have on people. If you give somebody a shirt and they just like, whatever about it, that's cool because you're still making your money, but your purpose is different than what my purpose would be. I look at somebody receiving the clothes from me and I see the look on their faces. It looks like they feel special because they don't have anything, nobody else has this. And I think I love that idea of, I'm giving you a form of uplifting that you wouldn't have gotten necessarily if I wasn't giving you this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the little things matter to me, man. Like, when I started in Chico, it sparked something in me. Like, just loving. You know what I'm saying? That love came out of me and my passion, and it drove me. Now I'm here. Like, I'm really trying to set myself apart. Like, I found myself.
Right.
I found myself, bro, and it feels beautiful.
For sure.
For real.
So what's next for NOCC? What's next for the clothing brand? What's next for the music? What's
Man,
coming up, man? What we gonna get into?
Man, pop-up shop. That's the next thing. Pop-up shop August 14th is going to be from 12 to 4:30. I'm gonna have different vendors, including myself, at the pop-up shop. I'm gonna have photography, videos. I'm gonna have music, some good vibes, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I want everybody that sees this interview to tune in and pop up with me. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this, because I'm setting a building block. I want people to know this is bigger than clothing. Y'all come out and support, but this is bigger than me. I'm trying to set myself in stone. You know what I'm saying? And I got a vision. I want y'all to see it with me.
Right, I'm be there too. About to be
sure.
shooting for my boys.
For sure.
Yak Productions, crossover with NOCC. We about to make this happen. So,
for sure.
Any last remarks that you want to leave for anyone viewing this?
Wow. I'll leave it off on this. Whatever anybody tells you, whatever anybody thinks of you, whatever perception they have on you, changes. But that's because you change. And whatever you feel like is real to you, whatever you feel like you love, whatever you feel like this is your purpose, go all in. Because nobody is going to respect or see what you see. I can't see what you see. God gave us our own individual sight. You know what I'm saying? So whatever vision you have, let us see it. Share it with the world. That's that's what I would leave for people. If you don't take anything else from this interview, take the idea that I'm promoting, and I want you to be able to say, you know what? I have something too to offer. Give it to us. Because if I didn't make these shirts, you would have never. It wouldn't be a NOCC. You wouldn't have anything to be like, I like his clothes. It would not be here if I didn't say, you know what, I'm gonna make it real. Your dream. So the thing about my company, I have this quote. I don't know if it's trademarked or whatever, but I made it up in my mind. At least I think I did. Imagination is as real as the brain that thinks it. I'm gonna say it again. Imagination is as real as the brain that thinks it. So the very brain that comes up with these ideas is real. It's just as real as the imagination and creativity that you come up with. So no idea is necessarily stupid. Bill Gates. What if Bill Gates thought his idea was stupid? What if Steve Jobs thought what if Elon Musk thought? He made the things that he saw in here a reality. Now we driving Teslas and wearing market. You know what I'm saying? That's how life is. Life is defined by you. And we can impact others. So that's so beautiful about it. You take what you know, you take what you have, and you give it to the world. You leave everything here before you go. So that's my last words I would like to share. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Be you and be beautiful. Noccfl. Noccfl. All opportunities come consistently, bro. Even if your vision will fall through, just know it's another one coming. So yeah, that's what I gotta say, man.
For
Be
sure,
loving.
man. That was
sure.
amazing. That was amazing. Look, we
Blessings.
out here.
Blessings,
we
man.
really out here doing this shit. We about to be blowing up. We about to be out there doing a pop-up shop.
For sure.
August 14th.
August 14th.
So see us. We'll see y'all there.
For sure, man. So, I appreciate you having me, man.
Of course,
Thank you for setting this up, man.
Yak
Noccfl Productions. Thank you for tuning in. We definitely appreciate everyone who lays eyes on this video. We're gonna be in full effect. Keep out for us, for sure.